everything in life. And this includes relationships, works exactly the opposite as your instinct would think it worked. Now, what I want you to do is if you just stand facing me, okay, and what I want you to do is just, we'll do this in slow motion, with your right hand, just take a big punch for me, just take a step forward and aim for my face. Aim for my face. Now, if you have a fist coming towards you, what is your instinct?
Run. Locked up.
Get away. Well, of course, your instinct is blocked because you're a kickboxer. But the instinct is to block. Now, so I get back away. Now, what happens if I back away from that punch? What can Dave do?
Closer.
He'll force come closer because
he won't fall. So just boom. Now, let's say Dave backs away. I can just keep coming at him. Eventually, he's going to be against the wall, and then the pummeling starts, and the blood flows. Now, but if I ignore my natural instinct, go ahead and do that again. And I move towards him, I can go right here, I can really hurt his forearm there, and then I could break a rib right here, or two, and then I could step here, I could throw him down, I won't because there's a table now, I could throw him down on the ground, and pummel him to a bloody pulp. Because I went the opposite of my instinct, and I stepped towards this punch that was coming at me, instead of away, I stepped not toward the punch, but toward the person who's punching me. And I'm able to do that. Now, thank you, Dave, very much. Now, if you have some seeds and you want to have food, what's the very best thing you can do with those seeds? Stick them in the ground. Now that seems silly, doesn't it? If I want some food, I know I'll go take this food I have, bury it in the ground. But that's how you get more food, isn't it? If you want to live long term, you've got to plant stuff. Everything that works pretty much works opposite to instinct. The really top athletes, what do? They spend all day long training, don't they? Hours and hours a day, and they don't eat the sweets that we all get to eat, and they don't get to go out and do so many fun things. But when they win that medal, when they win that race, no one could ever get them to say, oh, it wasn't worth it doing all that training. It wasn't worth it at all. What a big waste of time that was. No, because the feeling that they got, the happiness that they got, came from all those hours of sacrifice. Now, we think, I want to be happy. Well, let me do something right now that makes me happy. Whereas an athlete will say, I want to be happy. Let me sacrifice my life for years at a time so I can be happy. It's the opposite of instinct. And fortunately, we're not just animals. We don't just follow instinct. We can make choices about our lives. And if we choose to consume and acquire, to be happy, to get relationships and stuff like that, that will take us down one path. If we choose to do something that's the opposite of our instinct, it's going to take us somewhere else. Now, there are three things you need, I think, if you want to be successful in relationships, successful in life, and actually be happy. It's a drive to be happy. We want to be happy. We want to feel good. Three things. Number one, faith. Number two, hope. Number three, love. Let's talk about faith for a second. Faith, in a general sense, is agreeing with the thing that inside you that says, I'm more than a slab of meat come to life. You know, I am more than an animated slab of meat, which is what the image that they're selling of Beyonce and Shakira. There's a slab of meat come to life. Attractive slab of meat, granted, but that's what they're selling. So you are meat. It's saying, I'm more than that. And you ask them, they'd say, I'm more than that too. They would. Never mind that they're being marketed like that. I'm more than that. Faith is realizing that your life has a point or a purpose. Faith is deciding that you will find a better means of being happy than, and a better means of being happy and feeling good than just get stuff and use stuff. Getting stuff and using stuff works for a while, but faith means I'm going to find something better than that. This is what God says. I think. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love Him. So there's this idea that's in the Bible where God says, you can't even imagine all the stuff that I've prepared for you. In other words, God's saying there's a purpose for your life. There's a point for your life. You are not just a hunk of meat with instincts. with nerves that need to be stimulated, with endorphins that need to be released in your brain so you have happy feelings. You are more than that. We're God's masterpiece, prepared to do good things that God planned for us. So we get this idea. We know it in ourselves, first of all. We know that we're more than just instinct. We know that there's something bigger to us. We know there's something bigger than us. We can just feel that. Otherwise, we wouldn't care about cheating boyfriends and girlfriends and things like that. And then beyond that, we kind of get this idea that maybe God has this whole thing planned out for us, that your life has a point, that there's something worth giving up, maybe feeling good this second for something that is better, that's going to make me feel better long term, that's going to give me long-term happiness. So, relationships. You've got two choices in relationships. You can go for what feels good now, or you can decide to live as if you have a purpose. Now I want us all to say something together, and it's this: I am more than animated meat. 1, 2, 3. I am more than animated meat. And again, with real feeling. 1, 2, 3. I am more